and welcome to Conversations with Hannah. Today we are at the Haven Country Club in Boylston for the second annual Hannah Kane Charity Classic. We're super excited because we have beautiful weather again. We started this tournament, actually Karen Polito started it, I think 16 years ago when she was state representative. And this is the 15th year of the tournament. There was 1 year off in between Karen and Matt. Matt took over when he was representative and held the tournament for 3 years, and now this is our second year doing it. So 15 years of raising money for three terrific charities: St. Anne's Human Services, Shrewsbury Youth and Family Services, and Westboro Food Pantry. And in a couple of minutes, we're going to talk to the charities, but first we wanted to give you sort of an overview of what the day is like here when we have the golf tournament. I'm joined here with Beth Casavan, who's the tournament director for us. I was fortunate enough to be the tournament director for Matt, and she has taken on that role. And Melissa Pride-Foz, who is heading up the auction and raffle, and also our photographer. So these women wear many, many hats, and they're extremely talented, and I'm very thankful and grateful that both of you have taken on these roles. We're actually overlooking the course right now. Behind me is hole 1, and we have a full field of 144 golfers out there today. They will have a fantastic time down there. They get to eat multiple times. We have a barbecue lunch out on the course that they actually come by 4 different times, and we see many of them year to year eating 4 different times. And then later on this afternoon, they'll come in and we'll have a reception inside, the 19th hole reception, and we'll do awards and prizes, and we will see who won the auction and raffle items. But wanted to start off talking a little bit about how we start this tournament every year, which we usually start in sort of February or March, emailing out our past sponsors to see if they're willing to sign up again. And we were very fortunate this year. We not only got everyone back that was here before, but we added some.
We did. We added more sponsors this year, which is always great because the more sponsors that we are able to draw to the tournament, the better we are at giving more money to the charities.
Yeah, it's great. And many of the sponsors are also out golfing today.
Yes.
Which is fun, which is why I think they end up being return sponsors as well, because not only are the charities fantastic to give to, but they end up having a fun day out on the course.
They do.
And we also have a great host committee and volunteers who really help us make this happen.
We do. This absolutely couldn't happen without the host committee. It's a large committee, but everybody does something specific to make the tournament what it is. We were able to bring in over 53 tee sponsors, and that's a huge... it's a credit to the host committee because many of them use their connections to go out into the community and ask people to sponsor a tee. But also the different restaurant and business gift cards that come in for the auction and the raffle, a lot of that comes from the host committee and their personal connections.
That's great. And we always, we struggle somewhat with our volunteers because we have so many people who want to help volunteer on this day. And it's such a fantastic day to be out here, but we really, truly have great dedicated
We absolutely do, and there's always that awkward moment where I have to say to people, you're welcome to come, but you may feel underutilized because there's so many hands. And I've done a lot of volunteer work in the community, and this is the only time I think where I'm have too many volunteers instead of begging for people to help out. People just want to be a part of this day because it's a great opportunity to help 3 really worthy charities.
And there are actually some volunteers here who started out with Karen when she started hosting it. So Ronnie Bertelli, who is out on our swindle hole, he has been a part of this tournament since it started.
He has a cumulative total of how much money he's swindled out of golfers over the past 15 years. Yes,
he's fantastic.
Proud.
And we have a swindler in training with him, our friend Tom Gorsuch, who's also out there. And he and Ronnie have been doing it together. This is their 5th year together, and they have a fantastic time.
Yeah, but make it fun so people don't know they're giving their money away.
Yes,
that's good.
That's awesome. So one of the things that we've done a great job with this year, and you've headed this all up, is the auction and raffle. We have some really fantastic things that are in there, and really a credit not only to the members of the host committee and people who go out and solicit things, but we have just very generous people in the community who just call saying, I saw the ad, I saw you're doing something, I'd like to donate something.
Yeah, we had a lot of community members and donors, the host committee itself step up, and we have a great raffle and silent auction items this year. We have one of the, I think, things that everybody's buzzing about is the Shrewsbury Police Department's David Fosher. Is that how you pronounce it? Yeah, is constructed a cornhole game with the old Patriots logo on it, and I think everybody has put a ticket in there today.
I think he's gotten orders now to make.
I feel like it was the best marketing he could have done. I think he should just start a company because it's pretty amazing. We have Deutsche Bank tickets for the championship. George Brett, Westboro Selectman, donated a pair of designer sunglasses from IMED. It's really, there's a lot of sporting tickets of various seats and selections, a lot of bags from the community and gift baskets, gift certificates.
Yeah, it's really great, and it's the guys always have a great time. Obviously, a majority of our golfers are men, and so we try and make sure that we have good selection for them. But they always give a lot of credit for having things that they really are interested in. We have a painting that was donated by Kim Kuziak that I think there's been a lot of interest.
Well,
in.
this is the third one in a series of paintings. So
beautiful. Yeah. What's really interesting though is we try to have a lot of male-focused items to get them, but I think they feel like they've had such an amazing day. They want to bring something home, so they're always shopping.
That's funny.
They're always like, "What can I bring home that my wife or girlfriend might like?" So it's an interesting listening to the auction buzz.
And it's really generous. Again, when the golfers get here, they buy raffle tickets. Generally, most folks will buy between $20 and $40 worth of raffle tickets, and again, that's all money that goes directly to our charities. So we have no administrative costs. We're all volunteering our time to do this tournament. So our only costs are essentially, what it takes to put on the tournament, and largely that's covered by the golfers' fees themselves that they pay to play. So everything that we do in terms of raising money from sponsors and from raffle items all goes directly to the charities. And we don't do a lot of contests on the course because we feel like people have, they've paid to be here, and other than our swindle hole, which we'll never get rid of because that's Ronnie's domain. We really like to be able to have the golfers go out and just have a beautiful, enjoyable day on the course. And I was saying earlier when the golfers took off that this is the 5th year that I've been a part of this tournament. And when we first sat down to talk about what time of year we'd want to hold it, Brian Lynch was the general manager here at what was called Mount Pleasant at the time, and he suggested to Matt, who was the rep then, and I, that we do August, that Monday in August, and I was a little leery of that, thinking, it's hot. And he goes, no, trust me. Would people be on vacation? I wondered if there'd be enough people around to make it a full tournament, and knock on whatever this is, metal. We've had 5 beautiful years of great weather. So we were prepared for rain, shine, or anything else. When we almost lost our tournament director, who suffered from a kidney stone this week, so
I made it through.
She made it through.
I'm glad to be here.
And is very happy to be here and not suffering at home. So I just want to thank both of you for all the work that you've done on this tournament, because honestly, we could not pull this off if you two weren't at the helm of it. And
that's very kind, but
pleasure.
I think I can speak for both of us, and we're just really glad to be a part of it. It's a great opportunity to give back to the community, and it's really just a lot of fun.
It is a lot of fun.
And it's the auction committee was, we had a lot of help spearheading items. So between the community and the host committee itself, Kim Lipka was huge in securing items for us.
And making them pretty.
Which, Beth and I, we have some fortes. That's
wasn't it?
Packaging is not, So she did a great job with that.
That's great. Well, we are going to head out on the course later and talk to some of the golfers and some of the volunteers and things like that. But first, we're going to have an opportunity to get together with representatives from the 3 charities who are going to be benefiting from the tournament today. So I am here with 3 lovely ladies who are representing the charities that are the beneficiaries of the Hannah Kane Charity Classic. And we have Wendy Mickle from Westboro Food Pantry, we have Elaine LeBlanc from St. Anne's Human Services, and we have Susan Hafty from Shrewsbury Youth and Family Services. So, all of the proceeds from the tournament today go directly to these 3 charities. There's a little bit that we hold back that goes to a couple other charity things around the towns during the years, but these are the 3 primary beneficiaries of all of the generous sponsors and golfers and auction donators that are part of this tournament today. So wanted to give you a little bit of an idea about how the proceeds are used at these 3 terrific charities, and a little bit about what the charity does to begin with. So Wendy, why don't we start with you? You've been here and you were involved way back when it was Karen was hosting the tournament many years ago.
Yeah.
And you've been on the Westboro Food Pantry Board and you serve as treasurer. Tell us a little bit about what you do in Westboro with the food pantry, how many people you serve, and really what the proceeds from this tournament allow you to do.
Right now we have about 100 families that we're serving. It kind of ranges between 100 and 130.
Yeah.
But right now it's 100. Pretty much everything is donated from businesses and grocery stores and that kind of stuff. We have about 40 volunteers that help out each week. We serve twice a week, seniors on Tuesdays and everyone else on Thursdays. So it's once a week that they can come in and get food. Yeah.
And I know in the past, one of the things that I really loved is you'll take the proceeds from this tournament and you'll give families coupons to go to the farmers market in the summer. So I love it because the families are able to get fresh food, and you're also supporting the farming community, which is really important to me. So I think that that's a terrific thing to do.
It is, and people love it. They love going. They like getting the fresh fruit every week.
Yeah.
And then the money that we get from the tournament is used. It varies a lot. Most of it supports the coupons for the food stands. This year, though, we had to buy a new freezer.
Yep.
So there's always something that
Yep.
comes up, and so it's great. It's very helpful, and we really appreciate it.
Well, I'm really grateful for the work that you do in Westboro to help feeding the families, and that's similar to some of the work that you do at St. Anne's. And I should also acknowledge that you are one of the unsung heroines of Massachusetts this year. We nominated you, and you won. I know it was your second time winning. I believe Karen had also nominated you years ago when she served as representative, but you truly do amazing work as the volunteer director at St. Anne's Human Services, and you serve so many people there. Tell us a little bit about how many folks that you're working with right now at St. Anne's.
Well, they just handed me the statistics, which they had kept track on a computer, and as of July 1st every year, everybody that is in our program has to re-register, and that's to ensure that they are still in the town of Shrewsbury, that they in fact still have the number of children that are shown on their documents, and in other words, just to keep everything going so that we have a good idea of how many people we need to buy for, we need to serve, and it keeps everything running very efficiently. So when they handed it to me this morning, we have registered families 380 that were verified and re-registered as of July 1st, and that included the number of people being 906 people. Now, that is a month per month. We do service, like as of today is the big distribution day where the people get their staples. They get sometimes food cards. It all depends on what is available. Personal care items.
Yeah.
And we always give fresh fruit and vegetables. Today we got a delivery. We had 2 pallets with probably 60 boxes of fresh vegetables. Tomatoes, cucumbers, zucchini, squash. All the really great stuff that comes from the garden. We also have a daily distribution through the generosity of Trader Joe's, so we get their leftovers, and so daily we give out fresh fruits and vegetables.
That's wonderful.
And we find that a lot of the seniors, as a matter of fact, they broke down the classes of, I have to refer to this because it's not in my little brain, my computer isn't working, but right now, in our people that are including the 65 plus, we have 64% of our people that we are serving are in the elderly bracket. People collect Social Security, they're disabled, or they're low income, which is rather high. I mean, it says something. We do have a lot of facilities in Shrewsbury where the elderly are housed, so it just makes sense that they take advantage of that. And then twice a week, we actually bring to the facility on North Winsig fresh fruits and vegetables, so that those that really can't make the trek down to St. Anne's can pick it up.
Yeah.
So that works out very, very well. Of the people that are employed, our figures show 19% of them are employed, but they don't have enough to really take care of all their family's needs.
Sure.
And we're delighted that they come to us and we can help them stretch that budget. We have 2% unemployed, which is really good. I mean, those numbers have changed, so although they may be low entry-level jobs, they're working. So we have a 2% unemployed. And then we have 15% that includes no income or other sources, which is kind of a strange category. However, some people do fall into that. They're either waiting for some type of compensation, or there's many reasons that people fall into this gap. We kind of concentrate on the children. I really like to make sure we have families first as one of our mottos, because it's so important for the kids to get good food, get fruits and vegetables and meat and milk and all the things that are going to help their little bodies grow. And we kind of encourage them to make smoothies out of some of the things that are really almost ripe.
Yeah.
But the kids like them. I mean, I'll bring samples down there and they try them, and you try to trick the kids that,
You
this
always
is
have
really,
something going on in that kitchen.
That kitchen is a very busy
Yes.
place, as Hannah can tell you. So I would say that all of the monies that we collect, we have a thrift shop which also helps with our projects, and the money we get from the tournament is extremely helpful because it allows us to buy food coupons, food cards, gift cards for the various holidays, and then during the week when there's somebody that needs something special that we don't have available, then we get to use them.
And I know you bought, I believe, a freezer a few years ago, another freezer. I
Yeah,
think.
we have 5 freezers now, and actually that's not enough. We probably could use another freezer, and they're constantly being opened and closed, and I think that we wear them out,
Sure.
really. We have recently installed a pod in the back of the parking lot, and that was after much discussion of we just don't have a lot of room, period. It seems like we're all squished in there. So we decided on the pod. We had a storage unit in Shrewsbury, which we still have, but the pod went there because we've become the beneficiary of some furniture, which comes from photo shoots, which we in turn can make available to our clients, and then what we don't have to give away, that we have to sell and replenish what we are spending. We have a heavy amount of money spent on trucking and on gasoline. As you can imagine, there's something going back and forth all the time. So basically everything what has come from the tournament this time will be the help on the rental of the pod, and we also had to do excavation and a platform put in. But it's going to store a lot of things and also for future, we think ahead now about Christmas, and when we have access to any toys or things that would be appropriate for all the children, we have a safe place to store them. Because several years ago we had a break, and people helped themselves to everything we had. So this is a pretty heavy lock, believe me. And even I can't open it.
We, when Karen Polito was representative and had originally started this tournament, the beneficiaries were Shrewsbury Youth and Family Services and Westboro Food Pantry. And Matt, as you know, felt very close to St. Anne's. His mother had done a lot.
Yes.
And so we added St. Anne's in, which was fabulous. And we didn't want to give less to charities than we had before. So we are very happy in the first year that we were able to surpass what had been given in the past, but to add a third charity in. And so last year, each of the 3 charities received $15,000, and I can promise you you'll be getting more than that this year. I don't want to spill the beans till the end of the day, but I can tell you that we've been able to increase again this year what we've been able to give, which is really important to us. And Shrewsbury Youth and Family Services was one of the original charities, along with Westboro Food Pantry, that Karen Polito had started with this tournament. And very happy to have you here, fellow board member with me on the Shrewsbury Youth and Family Services board. I think we joined at the same time.
Yes.
And I know you and your husband have been very charitable to Shrewsbury Youth and Family Services, and you joined us as our cart sponsor here today, Neiman Hefty Associates. And just wanted to have you come on and talk about your experience, not only as part of SYFS, but just in terms of why you think it's important that we hold things like this and why we give.
Can I go into a little
Please.
bit of what Shrewsbury Youth and Family
Absolutely.
Services does and how helpful it is to to the agency?
Yeah.
Shrewsbury Youth and Family Services provides counseling in addition to youth development programs for all of Shrewsbury, regardless of their ability to pay.
Yeah.
In this past year, approximately 2,500 individuals have been served, approximately 2,000 students. The youth development programs are You Go Girls, which I believe you presented at Hannah.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
Which is for promoting self-esteem, positive self-esteem, and confidence in girls. You Go Guys, which
I want to get to come talk to the You Go guys next. I think there's a few things to share with them too, how they can be helpful.
That would probably be great. And so You Go Guys, which is for promoting positive self-image and confidence for boys. Trailblazers, which I believe that you presented at as well, which is for teens, and that's for promoting leadership skills. And then a bullying program to help defer bullying.
Yep.
Also, Shrewsbury Youth and Family Services assists individuals in accessing services and resources to meet their basic needs, whether it be food, housing, or fuel assistance in the winter.
Yeah, and a few years ago we did a fundraiser for SOAR to replenish that because funds were down in that, and that was a very fun fundraiser to do as part of the Spirit of Shrewsbury Week. One of the things that I think has been something we've been working on the last few years is to truly make sure that the community in Shrewsbury understand that Shrewsbury Youth and Family Services is there for everybody. And we started the campaign I Am SYFS to really illustrate to people that it's a place for anyone who may be struggling or looking for help. As you indicated, the number of students that we're seeing is increasing dramatically the last few years. More and more people, I think, are really understanding that this is a resource for all the community. It's regardless of income or any of those things. And certainly we want to help the folks who are struggling the most, but we're also a good resource for people that just don't really know where to turn to or what's the next step or how should they approach something. And so, would encourage everybody to reach out who has a question regarding something going on in their life.
Yeah, exactly. Because there are people that do have private insurance,
Yep.
but then also, since Mass Health is not accepted,
Yeah.
that's nobody's turned away.
Right.
If somebody needs counseling, then they can always receive the services regardless of any income.
That's great. And I really want to thank you, for all that you've done for Shrewsbury Youth and Family Services and for joining us and being a part of this tournament as well.
Oh, my pleasure. My pleasure, and my husband John as well. Our pleasure. It's a
great.
wonderful agency. We've been coming to the galas for probably about 10 years,
Yeah.
and it's just a wonderful, wonderful agency. And I want to thank you too, Hannah, for continuing to sponsor the tournament, because the proceeds are extremely helpful in
Thank you. This is a wonderful
helping the
day. I
cause.
mean, I look forward to this day all year long because it's so fun watching everyone have fun out on the golf course and knowing that, we sort of did all the big work beforehand. So we raised all the money from the sponsors, and today is really about going out and for the golfers having some camaraderie and some fun. But at the end of the day, we come back together, and at the reception, it really brings it home again when we start talking about, what the money that we raised was able to do. And we want to share this with people at home so they can really see that this tournament is something that has been extremely supported by the community. As I said, I think in the 5 years I've been involved, 3 as tournament director when Matt was the representative and doing it, and 2 now, we're over $200,000 raised in 5 short years. So it really is due to the tremendous support from the community and recognizing all the great work that you 3 charities do. And so it is never difficult to raise money for this endeavor because people know that the money is going to be without sort of any overhead. We don't keep anything from the tournament. None of us are paid. We're all doing this volunteer, and they know that the work that you're doing is also all done by, volunteer boards and things who are looking out for the best interests of people in our community who, maybe down on their luck, maybe struggling but are certainly having a much harder time in life than we presently are. And, I always say by the grace of God, it could be any of us at any point in time.
That's
so
it.
while we can do something positive for our community, and we want to do that. So, and for those of you at home, I hope you've learned a little bit more about the 3 charities that are here and how terrific they are. And you can support those charities at any time of the year. You can certainly drop in and give them a donation. I know that you're always looking for donations down at St. Anne's and Westboro Food Pantry and SYFS. There are multiple ways that throughout the year, whether it's through other events or just stopping in and saying, how can I help you? I had mentioned earlier that we'd held back a little bit of money that we didn't donate directly to U3 charities. And again, a couple years ago when we were having the problem with all of the folks who were in the shelter system being housed in the hotels, we gave another $1,000 at that point in time to help buy some things from them then. So that's why we hold a little bit back, because you never know something might come up in town in which we really need to help some people. But again, all the proceeds from this tournament are going right back into our community and helping people who are at a moment in need. And thank you, ladies, for all the work that you do. Really,
Thank you.
Thank you,
and
Anna.
please pass it along to the folks who are on your boards and who are part of this. And thank you for watching. We're going to head down to the course shortly and check in and see how bad the golf games are going for everybody down there. I'm sure they'll have a lot of stories that they need to tell us. We'll hopefully maybe check out the swindle hole and see how well Ronnie Bertelli and Tom Gorsuch are doing at swindling money out of folks. But thank you again for watching, and we'll catch up in a bit. I am down here on the course at the Haven at the 2nd Annual Hannah Kane Charity Classic, and I am joined by 3 fun friends of mine. Carolyn, Jeff, and David of the Crowley family, and they are daring me to sing their song from Wachusett, which I did, right? And I'm drinking a polar beverage, so now I think I've done all the free advertising. I want to thank you guys for being a birdie sponsor with us this year, and also for having a foursome out here. How's
Well,
it going?
we have Carolyn on our team, so all you got to do is just follow her around.
Hey, you know what?
She's been making it happen.
Following women is a very smart thing for people to do. Yes, so you are very smart men. How's it going out there today?
And this is what we do all summer long is we hang around and we drink Polar, Orange Dry, and play golf. Right, Carol?
Oh, every day.
Yeah.
That's
Just
it.
looking for unsuspecting
Yeah,
people that
exactly.
you can get to come in.
We have a tournament to go to. Thank you.
Oh,
Okay.
goodness, come on. Like, say something about the tournament.
Hannah,
How's it
This
going?
is the best day of my life. Do this next year.
It's not too hot. It's nice people. What a perfect
food.
day. You should see Hannah play. She's amazing. Did
Yeah.
you see her?
Yeah.
Did you see her drive?
I think there may be footage of me attempting to do a line drive, right? Is that what I'm going to call it?
A line drive.
Yes, because it did not go up. It just sort of went out like a line drive would go in baseball. After the divot, of course, which was my first time. But I just want to thank you guys for being here. You're very, very generous to us. We also have a Century Pass in later, so
Yep.
somebody's going to be singing the Wachusett song later today. Very excited.
It's a great
Stand up
cause.
having-
Thank you for what you do.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Thank you for
Appreciate it.
being here, guys.
All right.
All right,
Yeah.
have
All right.
fun. So I'm here with BJ Harvey, and I am thrilled that you guys have a foursome here at the tournament this year. How are you finding it so far?
It's been excellent. Pace of play has been great. Course is in phenomenal shape.
Good. And you have a good foursome? You got a good group of guys out there having some fun with?
No, not really, but they're
See,
okay.
there's only so much I can do for this tournament. I can set it up, but then you're on your own for your foursome. I'm really glad you guys could be here this year.
Thanks for having us.
How's everything going at E.L. Harvey?
Great. Yeah, been very busy.
Yeah.
Volumes have stayed up. That's kind of a good thing and a bad thing because disposal's been an issue trying to find homes for it. But
Yep.
commodities are starting to pick up, so all in all, it's going good.
Good. Well, I was over, I think it was almost a year ago when we did the last tour together, and
Yeah.
it was amazing some of the different things that you guys were showing me that you're going
Yeah.
on there. So I'll have to get over again soon.
Sure,
But
anytime.
really grateful for your support, and you know that the funds that we raise here, 1/3 of it go right to Westboro Food Pantry,
Which is fantastic.
fabulous,
Yep.
and all the work that they do. So just really want to thank you for being a supporter of the tournament and for coming out here today and having fun.
Well, thanks for giving us the opportunity to do it.
Thanks, BJ.
Thanks.
So I am here with one of my favorite Westboro selectmen, George Perrett, who's
Thank
also
you.
on the host committee of the Hannah Kane Charity Classic. Thank you so much for all the work that you did on the host committee this year. You went out and got some sponsors for us, and you also donated some cool sunglasses, which I know multiple people have their eyes on.
Oh, good.
Yeah, so tell us a little bit about what you find beneficial about this day. Why do you come?
First of all, it's the friendships. I mean, people that you see not too often, but it's great to be out on a gorgeous day in this golf course, and everybody's having a really fun time for 3 incredibly good causes.
That's right.
So for the Shrewsbury Youth and Family Services and the Food Pantry and then the Westboro Food Pantry,
Yep.
to be out here, and I actually like working because you get to see more people.
Yeah, you were here. You were here before I got here this morning.
I am the early bird.
And
so
you were greeting people coming in, which we always like to do. We like to have people out there greeting people and right off the bat, sort of welcoming them to the tournament.
Yep, no, I was
and I think
happy
it's
to.
fun to be out there doing that. You're
Yeah,
sort of the first face that people see when they pull up.
Right, and make sure that everybody gets off. And I mean, the tournament is it's a lot of fun. I
It
mean,
is.
the way it's organized and the way that people can move around through it and see everybody over and over again. And like I said, at the end of the day, 3 great causes and a whole bunch of neat people having an awful lot of fun.
Well, I'm glad that you're here. I'm very thankful that you're on the host committee, and thank you for all the work you did, again, getting sponsors and the donations to the auction and everything else. It's terrific, and I hope you'll join us again next year.
I'll do better next year. I
Awesome.
promise. Thanks.
Thanks, George. So I am here with 2 of the most fabulous people on the planet. Aaron Ryan, who's my legislative aide, and Shar Bozello, who's my former legislative aide and who is back for the 2nd year at the tournament. Yep. We miss you greatly. I'm very fortunate to have 2 of the most talented women in the State House who have worked with me, which is why I get to look good because they do 98% of the work. But I just wanted to have you 2 on because, again, so many people, when they call my office, it would be one of you who answered the phone. And I always get people telling me, I called your office and I had such a lovely conversation. And even sometimes if we're not able to fully help someone with something because it isn't something we can do, they're just so appreciative of the tone and the getting back to people. And so I want to make sure that people have an opportunity to see on camera who it is that they're talking to. So Shar, we transitioned in December. You took a job back in New York. How's that going?
Really great. New York City is definitely a big change from Boston, but I really like it, so it's going great. But I miss everyone here, so I'm really glad I could be up here.
Yeah, it's fantastic. I was so happy when you said you could be here today. And Erin, we're coming up on what, 8 months now,
About
I
8
think,
months,
which is
yes.
amazing.
It flies.
And you were the former legislative director for Senator Brewer, and he was chairman in the Senate Ways and Means. So you have more experience in the State House than I do, which is a fabulous thing on a daily basis. Tell me what it's like for you, sort of having moved from the House to the Senate to the House. How are you finding that?
It's great. It's very much the same and completely different all at the same time. Definitely get to get my hands dirtier more often, feel a lot more involved and in the know when it comes down to every daily task. It's just great to be a part of a community, and you're obviously such a well-respected individual in Shrewsbury and Westboro, and it's just such an honor to work for somebody who really goes out there every day to be, do your best for the people that you represent, and it makes it so much easier to come to work every day and be a part of that. It's part of something greater, and that's what you look for when you go into public service. So
that's great. We have a lot of fun. We always have had since we started. We were running from the first moment we landed in the special election. Shar and I were operating by the skin of our teeth as we landed there, and we did really well. And then we had a great transition between you and Erin had worked in the building before, so that was really helpful for us. But I really can't tell you how fortunate I have been since I won the special election to have these two ladies working with me, and I'm able to do what I can do, and especially I'm able to do what I can do back here in the community, because I always know at the State House that it was completely under control, and whatever I needed to be informed I was going to be. So for folks watching at home, know that these were the two women who likely you spoke to if you called in, and if you do need to call us for anything at the State House, please don't hesitate. We're always there to help you. Even if we can't 100% solve something, we'll try and send you in the right direction. And if you are calling in, chances are you will get to speak with Erin Ryan, and Erin's fabulous. And Shar, I hope you'll come back next year for the 3rd annual.
I will not miss one.
Good. Awesome. Love it. Thank you, ladies. All right. So I am here with somebody that needs no introduction, Sheriff Lou Evangelitis. How's it going out there on the course today?
Hey, I'm playing with Fran Polito. I can't be doing too bad, right?
No, and I hear Franny wants to win, so he
wants to win. So we're having a lot of. No, it's an amazing day. Great turnout as always, Hannah, and it's just fun. That's the bottom line. Great time.
I'm glad you're here. It's 3 great charities that we serve, and I know St. Anne's. I know that you've had some gentlemen from the jail down there who have been helping out in the past, do some of the painting, I think, and things.
Yeah, we even do the loading of the bags for the food distribution. Once or twice a month, our inmates go in. We work regularly at St. Anne's. I know you're working with the Westboro Food Pantry and the Shrewsbury. Was it the Youth and Family Services? So, congratulations to you, and you've actually continued the tradition of this tournament and even made it even to the next level. So, congratulations! You're helping so many great people, and look at all the people here today in support of you and the causes.
It's a great, it's always a great day. We have great weather. We have great people who come out and have a lot of fun, and it's all for the right reason.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
So, I think it's fantastic, and I thank you for all the work that you do in Worcester County. And I know that we cross paths many different times, and just very grateful that you're doing what you do. And as you know, none of these charities could do what they do without support from those in the community. So your help from the jail side, the inmates coming down and helping out is great. Our help raising money, all of it goes to helping people in our community who need help. So
and I'm honored to be here. You're a great partner. We just try to help our communities that we represent be a better, safer place, and this is a big part of it. And what a great day. So congratulations.
How's your golf game today?
Not bad.
Good for you.
Not bad.
Good for you. Well, I expect big things later in the day. I know Franny wants to win this, so
I
we'll
hope
see
we
what
can.
happens.
It's up to him.
Great. Enjoy the rest of the day.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yep.
So I am here with Team SYFS, proudly representing Shrewsbury Youth and Family Services, and many of you are extremely familiar faces, not only to SYFS, but to this tournament. So we have Mike Gregory, Tom Kennedy, Mike Rooney, Tom Kennedy, Mike Gregory, and Joe Palumba, and we wanted to just sort of get impressions from their day out there on the course. How's it going, Joe?
It's going great. You couldn't pick a better day for this. It's been wonderful.
That's awesome.
It beats work.
You're retired. Jesus.
You were supposed to say she gave it away.
Oh,
gave it away.
God. Here's another retired gentleman, but also the board chair of SYFS for us.
No, it's a wonderful day with it. Nice to see so many familiar faces out here year after year as well with it, and the wonderful sponsors that we have with it. I know from SYFS standpoint, we greatly appreciate the efforts of all the folks that support the tournament.
That's great. And this is our money guy at SYFS, our treasurer.
Yeah,
He's very concerned about
we
how
want
the
to thank you.
tournament's
It
going.
really helps our budget every year after this tournament. It's
It
fantastic,
does.
and we appreciate it.
Well, I'm very honored to be a part of the board and here with you guys today. And thank you so much for coming out every year and for doing everything that you do on behalf of SYFS. And hopefully we'll be out here for many more years together enjoying this day and raising money. So thank you.
We appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
So I'm here with Shrewsbury's longest serving selectman, right? Mo DiPaolo.
Right.
And Mo is volunteering with us today. What are you seeing so far? Think folks are having fun?
Well, yeah, the people are having a lot of fun. I see some really good golfers, and I see some people are out here really to donate to charity, I guess.
Yes, or to be out of the office for
Right,
a beautiful
exactly.
summer day.
Exactly. But a lot of fun out here. A lot of people having a good time.
Good. It's great because we have such a great mixture of Shrewsbury and Westboro folks from the district and then other people who are here to support the charities. But I was telling you, I spoke with George Barrett, Westboro selectman earlier, and it's great to have you guys out here in the support of the selectmen in both towns. And my husband Jim is golfing. Moira Miller usually golfs here, couldn't make it this year. Henry Fitzgerald also usually golfs. And John LeBeau was out early this morning working the parking lot and greeting people. So we've had a lot of support from the
John will
selectmen.
be back later. I think Moira might be playing on Little St. Andrew. St.
Yeah,
Andrews.
she's
out
in Scotland right now with her daughter, enjoying a trip of a lifetime. So we
Right,
won't fault her
right.
too much for that. She's on our host committee as well and very instrumental in getting some sponsorships and donations. So we're just incredibly grateful for all the support from the selectmen and from the town. And it's great to see so many people coming out to support two charities, which are in Shrewsbury, St. Anne's, and SYFS, and then also Westboro Food Pantry in Westboro.
Right. It's great charities to support. And I know they're very appreciative of it. And you got the right charities because people are out here and they know what it's going to, and it's
Yep.
all the money goes to them.
Absolutely.
And I think people really appreciate it.
Right. Well, I'm glad you're here volunteering with us.
Yeah, it's a
and
fun day.
it's a good time. We usually have people down here who are just out. We have the barbecue where the golfers come into multiple times during the day, and it's a good opportunity to just check in with everyone, see how it's going, and there's a great sense of camaraderie down in this
Yeah,
area. So
yeah.
thank you for being
It's
a
lot
part of
fun.
it.
Thank you. I appreciate being here.
Absolutely. I'm here with a good friend of mine and also a sponsor of today, Mike Quirk. And Mike, we're from Salmon Health and Retirement, and you have a facility in Westboro, the Willows at Westboro. And I know you have many, many more around, but just in terms of the district. And you guys have been a great sponsor, I think 5 years now, you said?
Yeah.
How are you finding it today? How's everything going?
It's a great day every year. It's great to see the diversity of sponsorship and kind of understand and learn about everybody's business and the different contributors to the constituency and to the community. And I'm just happy to be here and be part of it and be sponsoring on behalf of Salmon Health and Retirement.
And you guys were
Appreciate it.
in this year, you were in at the State House with some of the residents, and we had a great time. We went down on the chamber floor and showed them around. And
It was amazing. We had about 5 of our elders come in with some family members and some staff, had an unbelievable inside tour of the State House, and I just rave reviews and an unbelievable experience for our elders that we brought in.
that was great. And I know Rep Meridian, who's also golfing today, was there and also showed you guys around. So it was a great opportunity. And people don't take enough advantage of the fact that the State House is the public house. Anyone can come in. We're open. And we love having people come in and the opportunity to walk around and talk about the building and talk about what goes on there. And I think it gives people an entirely different perspective. And one of the things that I like when people come in is they realize how collegial all of my colleagues are together. So it's not what you see on TV, sort of sniping back and forth at each other.
Yeah.
It's a productive working relationship.
And you make a great point. We have great politicians in our community, including yourself, Rep Meridian,
Thank
Senator
you.
Mike Moore, who are very engaged, and we really need that because we host and engage so many of our folks
Yep.
that are constituents and part of our community. And so it's really important to have a healthy interface between ourselves and you guys, and it really works well in these constituencies, and we
Yeah.
really appreciate your support as always as well.
Well, it's great. The Central Mass Caucus works really, really well together, and
Yeah.
we're thrilled. And anything I can do to support your organization, and I thank you so much for supporting these 3 charities and for being here today.
Likewise, great to be here. Thanks,
Thanks,
Hannah.
Mike. I am here with one of my closest colleagues in the House, Representative David Meridian from Grafton, and you've golfed here several times with us. How's it going today?
Yes, it's going well. We're having quite a bit of fun, and I thank you for putting this together. I know it's going to 3 amazing organizations that certainly need it, and obviously by the amazing outpouring of support shows how much hard work you've put into it.
Well, David and I are close not just because we are close geographically, but also we're both Republicans, and we both actually do a lot in our communities to help individuals who are having a tougher time. So I know you've done a number of charitable gatherings this year. You raised money for the girl who lost both of her parents. One unfortunately killed the other in Grafton. You jumped right in on that and raised money for her, and I know that was extremely helpful. So.
Yeah, that was a good event. We did a community get-together. We raised about $15,000 in one day just for her. I think her fund now is up to about $50,000. Wow. So it's going to help Sophia Sugarman out. So it's great. And coming up, once the weather gets a little bit cooler, we're going to have a Bundle Up the Blackstone Valley, a coat drive.
Great.
So
And you did that last year too,
yep,
right? Yeah,
absolutely.
That was
so
very
now,
successful.
yeah, we're back at it. So I think we brought in over 500 coats last year.
That's great. So Representative Meridian and I sit in the back of the chamber, which we enjoy because we get to see everything that's going on in front of us.
Yes.
We tend to vote very similarly and talk with each other about a lot of issues. But I tell people all the time that most people sort of think of politics of what they see on TV, that people aren't getting along. And I try and tell everyone that working in the State House is great. We have very productive working relationships on both sides of the aisle. We're all very collegial together and work along. And so I'm really grateful that you can be here today supporting these charities. And I think this is a really great instance of, we try and support each other as much as we can in our districts. So we're fortunate in that we're very close geographically, so I can come support you and you can come support me. But I am grateful for your friendship and for your working together in the State House. You took over for Representative George Peterson, and I know George and my former predecessor, Matt Beaton, we're very close in the House, and now they work together in energy and environmental affairs.
So we'll be able to stay close, you and I, too, through all this. And like you said, we both sit in the back of the chamber, both freshman members, but I think that we've taken a really active role in being a member of the legislature.
And we're on Transportation Committee together, which,
we are.
As everyone knows, sort of the fix the T. The MBTA issues have been huge, and we've spent a lot of time working on that issue together. So it was fortuitous for us to come into a committee that was going to be working on such a critical issue for Massachusetts
Absolutely.
When we joined.
And I think that our leader, Brad Jones, certainly took the onus on him to put us in there, knowing that we'd get in, get to work, get going on it.
So Central Massachusetts is well covered on the Transportation Committee.
Yes, absolutely.
But, well, thank you for being here today and for all the supportive things you do for your community and for ours.
Well, my pleasure, and thank you for putting this together. You do a wonderful job.
Thanks, David.
So, thank you.
I am here with David Lacuere from Central One Federal Credit Union, who has been a long time sponsor of this tournament, way back when Karen was doing it as representative, and then Matt, and now me. And you're the 19th hole reception sponsor, which everyone looks forward to when they come off the course, which we're grateful for. But your long-term support has been instrumental in the amount of money that we've been able to donate to charities. And tell us what it's like to come out here on a day. Do you find this event enjoyable? And if you don't think so, then you can make something up quickly.
I have been involved in this in many years. I was a director of Shrewsbury Youth and Family Services when this golf tournament first started, and I was readily known about the financial needs of these entities that we support with this golf tournament. It's really important that the community knows this. Of course, the credit union has been very supportive of it, but I personally live in Shrewsbury, and I think it's just a great thing that this event supports the 3 different charities, and so we're happy to be part of it.
That's great. And I know we had Team SYFS earlier on. Mike Rooney was here, who's the treasurer of SYFS, and also, I believe, the CFO. Is that the correct title at Central One? So you guys are sort of littered throughout this tournament today, and we have Mike Canfield from WF Financial Services. So again, all the support, it really builds, and people see the people who are coming to this tournament. And when we put out our sponsor list every year, people being on there encourages other people to come out and to donate and to be a part of this tournament. So I really just want to thank you so much for your generosity and the generosity of Central One. And you guys do so much for the community above and beyond just this tournament. But we're really grateful for everything that you do. And as somebody who, like you, lives in Shrewsbury, I mean, I don't take for granted at all what a wonderful community we live in. And one of the best parts to me is that we work so hard together to make sure that those who are less fortunate or are suffering at some point in time have the support that they need there. And certainly SYFS is a tremendous support for that, and I'm happy to be on the board now, as you have been in the past, and continue the work for our community.
Well, we appreciate everything you do, Hannah. This is it seems like this event gets bigger and better every year. I mean, today's a perfect example. The weather's perfect. It's a full course of participants, and we're raising good money for good charities, and it takes a lot of volunteerism and a lot of support from people like yourself. And we appreciate, as a community member, I appreciate you taking the time out with all the other volunteers here to support this event and get the money to the charities who do so desperately need it. So I want to say thank you to you and your folks that do this event for all your support. So.
Well, I appreciate that, and hopefully you guys are enjoying your day, and maybe you'll win some raffle items later on.
We love the raffle.
See
we
how
love
you
the
do
raffle.
in the silent auction. I've been known to write in people's names on the silent
All
auction if they
right,
need encouraging, so you may win some things you
All
don't
right.
even know you put in for.
That would be great. That would be great. Well, I appreciate you, everything you do, and this is a great event. So.
Awesome. Thanks, David.
Okay, thank you.
So I am here with one of my colleagues in the House of Representatives, Representative David Linsky of Natick, and I am joined by a fellow Shrewsbury gentleman, Joe Ricca, and also with their sons. So we have Joe Ricca Jr. and we have Jared Linsky here, and I think it's terrific that you guys are out with your sons today. How's it been going?
It's been going a little bit trying. It's they're testing our patience, but Hannah, you picked another great day, so the weather is perfect.
The weather is perfect, and I appreciate Dewey Square Group has been a sponsor and a golfer, had a foursome for years, and thank you very much for your sponsorship and for golfing with us. And David, this is the second year you've been with us. How are you finding it?
This is a great tournament, Hannah, and I just want to compliment you because, as you probably know, I'm one of the most partisan Democrats in the House, and you're a Republican, but you're one of the few good Republicans. I will say that.
Thank you.
Hannah, she doesn't care if it's a Democratic idea or Republican idea. She'll support anything that's a good idea. She's very easy to work with. She's extremely well liked by her colleagues, both Republican and Democratic, and she's been a wonderful addition to the House, and I'm very happy to have her as my colleague.
I appreciate that, and actually that's great because, you know, I was just talking that not enough people understand that we're very productive and collegial at the State House. We have differences on issues at times, but overall I think our body works very well together on both sides of the aisle.
That's a great point because it is absolutely nothing like Washington. In
No,
Washington, the
not at all.
Republicans and Democrats don't speak to each other. They get nothing done. But in the House, we work together very well. And every bill has a little bit Republican and a little bit Democratic in it. And you're a great colleague, and I'm happy to have
David,
you here.
Hannah was going to invite you back anyways.
Well, no,
I would be back whether she invited me or not.
I really appreciate it. So I need to know, though, how are you guys finding it today? It's your
Oh.
first time out here with us at this tournament.
Oh yeah, and I just love it out here. It's beautiful.
That's
Great day
great.
for golf.
How's your dad doing golfing-wise? Is he holding you back or what? You
He's
helping
doing
him?
okay.
He's doing okay. What about you, Jared?
We're
How are you
having a lot
finding
of fun out
You're
here.
having a lot
We're
of
having
fun.
a blast. Great time, great day.
And
Thanks
I
for
know
having
you
us.
leave to go back to Emory soon. You're
Yep, this
rising
week.
junior, is
Yep,
that right?
Yep, we're gonna hit the road this week.
That's great. And Joe, where do you go to school?
Got a Bancroft High in Worcester.
That's great. And what year are you?
I'm gonna be a senior next year.
Senior. So you got big decisions to make this coming
Yeah.
year. Oh, well, I'm glad you guys are out. I hope that your fathers invite you back to join us in future years. And I really want to thank you for your sponsorship and support. And thank you for all of your support in the House and making my freshman year, my freshman term.
And we're
such
both
a
looking
productive
forward
one.
to a good session starting in January.
Yes, we are. Yes, we are. Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Hannah.
Thank you, Hannah.